Welcome. Come in, because you can sit with me here. And cheers, right? Because now it's time and space for the Enigmatic Practicality podcast starring Petra Occult Business Confessions. Episode 1. 5 Abundance Building Principles. A sneak peek inside the Gold membership. Welcome to Abundance Building course. This is the preface of this course, and you are invited to look at and execute the Money Magic Starter Kit. In this audio, I will be talking about some principles that play a role in the work that is presented to you in the Money Magic Starter Kit. That is a nice preface to any work that we do here, and especially also the Abundance Building course work. And those principles are divided into 9 points, and I hope you find them very inspirational. They have come out of a wonderful journey of myself, out of which I share, the very best healing tools and methodologies with you right now in this entire course. And again, this preface is just a really nice, start up. It's a beginning for you to have a taste of what will come, and at the same time it will present you some principles that are important throughout. 1. This work came into being as a means to manifest your soul abundance in money and love, and it functions in the eternal perspective. One way of defining what we practically do here to get your ultimate results is combining feeling as creativity and structuring as business. Make sure you are every day both feeling your feelings towards completion, as well as making small steps in ordering your life, mission, and business with correct structures, so that a process unfolds that will give you what you desire. Yeah, I really like that, and it is so true. I mean, I spent 20 years and 600,000 euros to get to this place in a journey where I'm now, from which I'm taking you with me to build up. I'm just building up in my manifestation, and maybe you're very much in a transformation phase that comes before that, but both are one, and we're just on this journey together at the same time. And this is what I experienced this all along, that I was feeling my feelings and feeling my feelings and feeling my feelings. And, without stop, although there were many stops, and in those stops, they were necessary to realize that I should not stop. I should feel my feelings. And that is the creativity thing. I personally come from a large an artistic background as an art historian and an artist and an author. And I worked with artists of all genres that we know. And I learned over the years that this is bound into the theme of feeling your feelings, because creativity is feeling your feelings. And that all comes together, and I should not stop being creative. I should not stop feeling my feelings. And then over time, I also learned so many things about structuring, structuring your life, especially when you want to stand on your own, you want to be autonomous, you want to be entrepreneurial, just because that suits best, working with your unique mission, whether you at this point combine it still with a job or not. I mean, that's fine, if you wanna and have to make certain concessions, maybe because you just need to make a sort of standard living, so that you can survive, then that is fine. And these things can like change over time as well, transform over time as well. But entrepreneurial working is so beneficial for acknowledging your unique mission on earth, and your unique creative mission just is you know so well expressed in an entrepreneurial way, because it is autonomous and you do stand on your own. And within entrepreneurial working, there is a whole internal holistic structuring that you have, that you own, that your business is, and that you honor as an entrepreneur. And that's a whole system in itself, and that is the structuring that we teach here, and that I have found myself also to be working very well. So that is the structuring part, and I do have the experience indeed that even when you do every day just a tiny little bit of that structuring thing, whether it is implementing your marketing or thinking about and making notes about or making mood boards about your mission and your vision, or whether it is inventing and making and executing your entire own methodology that comes from your unique being. And that's also structuring, and it's also bound to that entrepreneurial and business feeling. So yeah, we always have like feeling and structuring, and it's really my experience that when you do both every day, even if you do like 30 minutes of feeling, 30 minutes of structuring every day, every evening or something, that you have 1 hour for yourself, and you do that one. You dedicate your time to that. You commit to that hour every day, then something will grow. It's funny that feeling your feelings, like the inner work, and feeling them towards completion as well, because this really brings you somewhere. It's not like feeling your heart, which is in your heart space where your physical heart is, but also in fact everything is your heart, your energy field, your body, the whole world. The heart is where you focus your attention, and where you focus your attention from. Feeling that out is not a luxury. It's just something that is really normal and necessary. And doing the inner work then eventually turns out to be the daily work that is in part, but an important part, of what your business in a holistic sense, in a spiritual sense, makes what it needs to become. So the inner work as the actual work. So let's say, you go to your office, your home office or something every day, for instance, and you spend your time doing inner work, so feeling your feelings. And on this pathway that we teach here, that is really work, and it does help, and it is the actual thing. And that is so funny, because it really works. It's really true. And then, of course, again, it makes sense to structure your business as well, and to do those execution things, to make the lists, to note down who you are and what your strategy is, and what your intended people are that you do it for, and so on. Sure. And yeah, especially also those people, because business is people, business means relationships. That means relationships. So don't be mistaken about that idea that the word business is like far away or like so officey, so official. No, it just means relationships. And then structured relationships. Yes, so in that way, business can be very holistic and on the spiritual journey as well. And then again about feeling your feelings, it's always great to understand that feeling your feelings is, well, in the space of your heart. Let's say you feel your feelings in the space of your heart, and it's just your bodily sense of close to the physical heart, and then the energetic space around it. Let's see it like that. And then there are emotions, not feelings, but emotions swirling around. You're angry, or you're sad, or you're annoyed, or you're upset in any general way. Then that is actually a good thing to note, because this is how you do the feeling your feelings towards completion. You note them, you know that they're there, and you accept them, and you feel them through. And when you feel them through, well, many things can happen, trembling or shouting, but mostly really feeling whatever you feel, and accepting that and acknowledging yourself inside of that and as a witness of that. And then you come out of it, and then you come in a space where there's more of a very subtle atmosphere of feeling. And that's what I would call feelings, perhaps. Like the emotions is the more coarse thing, and you can process that, and then the feeling comes out, and that's really the subtle thing. And that subtle thing is what steers you. Just like the numbers in your structuring and the words in your structuring of your business also steer you. They steer your course. So this is what will come back on all levels, all the time, every day, every workshop, every abundance buildings chapter, every moment. You do this, both of them, and that will guarantee your journey will get to where you want to go. 2. In the starter kit that you are, as a preface, invited to execute, you find the letter about radical self-acceptance necessary leading up to the ultimate result you desire in your twin flame journey, and the role of money in that life partnership as well. Then it also holds a course in which you can start combining the two immediately as one. The meditation, that is the third element inside the kit, gives you an indication of what your blocks might be spiritually, and also assists you to overcome them right away. Personally, I reached the states of being of golden flow in the energy body, have your energetic power points definitively cleared and activated, which stabilizes the flow of money, and harmonious union, lastingly harmonized relationship with Source and the true twin flame, and on this basis I can pass it on to you. Both are states that are woven in the architecture of life, and thus baseline, logic, sober grounded, reality, not imagined. Arriving in them is placed on a journey rather further than you think and feel in your current state of being. Of that you can be sure. And at the same time, your arrival is guaranteed when you accept that surrendering is thus part of the logic of that journey too. Yeah, so true. That was a lot, very complete already, I believe. Let us all know, how you fare with doing the starter kit. That would be very nice. So don't forget that you are at all times invited to use the community that we have for expressing how you're doing with this, and also to ask questions or assist each other. The states of being are really what you get into, and from there you will manifest what you desire. This is such an interesting truth, isn't it? Like, apparently you need to come to states of being, and then effortlessly, like your desires will be birthed. Wow. I mean, nobody told us that at school, when we were children or teenagers. That would be great if we had teenage classes that actually taught our sons and daughters and our friends and our younger selves exactly this. That would be wonderful, wonderful. I think when we're there in the evolution of personal and societal and entire world development, yeah, we can really have a moment of satisfaction. These states of being are really woven into the invisible soul part of you. But you will notice it. Oh, you will. Oh, trust me, you will. Because they are unmistakable. You will know. Of course you will know through the visible realm, through the states that we can, know that are knowable and that we to some extent can control, right? Like the physical, the mental, the emotional. Of course. Yeah, the golden flow. That's really the stabilization of your energy points that are in your body, in the energy field that encompasses your body. And the harmonious union, oh my God, yeah, that's when your complete body and energy field is harmonized with the source of it as well. And with that source comes also the bigger part of you. Well, and guess what? The bigger part of you in the architecture of life. I mean, I didn't invent it. It's just like this. I can't help it. There is your true twin flame. Not false twin flame. Not wannabe someday in the future twin flame. But your true ultimate lover and ultimate co-creational partner for your business too. It's just your best friend. And it really, really is on a deep level. Like effortlessly. Yeah, and that one is there too. You'll know that. You'll have that. And you'll be together. And that state of being that is with all that is reachable always, no matter the circumstances. Wonderful, wonderful states of being. Really something to look forward to. I desire that for you so much. Yes. Three. The result is you can rely on yourself for business building, golden flow. And you can rely on source for your love relationship and other relationships, harmonious union. This is a fundamentally different worldview as it includes truth and unconditional love, both on a personal and a divine level. And you will come to understand how difficult this can be, yet simultaneously equally crucial. The question is, do you choose to commit to this different reality to such an extent that it becomes your default in all ways until there is no sense of difference anymore? Yeah, that's the thing. That it will make you different. There will come moments in your journey where you will sense that there is something different going on, like different than you grew up in, maybe different than your peers nowadays, different than your parents, but that's also a generational thing. But it's like deeper than that. It's like more fundamental. There will come moments in which you really feel this and are aware of the difference, and that can be difficult. It can be difficult socially and mentally, like even mental health kind of like. But you can go through those passages. You can. I know you can. And it is also important to acknowledge that difference, and the time frame in which that difference is clarified for you is important. It's crucial, because it also means that you self-acknowledge, and that you can cut yourself loose from any sense of codependency that might still be there, right? You're not codependent with your peers or your siblings or the world in general, your society, your culture. You are your divine self. You are on your journey. And that makes sense, to be non-codependent and to learn that is your goal, and that goal is sane. And then you walk through that passage to such a degree and to such an extent and for such a long time, if it feels like time bound to you. But time in reality doesn't exist. It's an experience. It can take any amount of time. It doesn't really matter, actually. But there will also come a time then that you do not sense that difference anymore, because now you're living fully in it, and everything is that. And then you can start to relate in a new sense. Maybe some people fall away. Maybe you relate in new ways with other people. And may those other people also become your clients, and you become this wonderful new coach and professional. That's what I desire for you as well, because you're very valuable at that point of your journey. 4. The correct mentality to go through the journey is for you to give conscious space and respect to your body, to let your energy field exist for golden flow. And respectively give conscious space and respect to your source, which you have to build from faith. And then invisible connection becomes established. Then you can build trust on top of that for harmonious union. A way to give conscious space for and pay respect to is by your attention and focus for this material, and stick with it. Yeah, that's so wonderful. This is the reason why you do abundance building program, and why I present it for you. You can just do our material and stick with it, and that can be a large part of your pathway, and a large part of your commitment can be sticking with our materials. the correct mentality that will come to you through that. But yeah, true, like the correct mentality is for golden flow being conscious of your body and the energy field that your body exists inside of. Some people don't seem to believe in energy. I heard that once. I don't believe in energy. Now, that is a strange thing to me because do you believe, for instance, right, an example, let's compare. Do you believe in electricity? Well, maybe you say, I don't believe in electricity, but you will push the light switch every evening. And you have no idea what kind of invisible thing that is. But you push the light switch anyway. And lo and behold, the light goes on. Isn't that a miracle? Does it matter if you believe in electricity, yes or no? Well, there it is. It's invisible. Not sure if you noticed, but it is invisible. Energy is actually closely related to something like electricity. It's here as well. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It's there. You can push the energy button, and that actually means to what I said here, to give conscious space and respect to it. So for instance, you just sit down with yourself, you feel your body, which is a great opening gate towards that, and you make sure that you feel every part of your body consciously, all at the same time. Now that seems pretty undoable, particularly in the beginning. But these things can also, like grow over time, of course. You will get better over time. But as much as you can, feel every part of your body consciously at the same time right now. And then know and feel that energy is inside of that and around it and is it. And then there starts to, grow a relationship between you and your energy field that is you. And having that consciously here right now in a sensitive way is really the basic mentality that I would invite you to have when you do any of our tools or works or workbooks or whatever we have, a workshop. That's where you want to be when you do them, because that's when they have the biggest ability to work for you. And then from that, even have the faith that there is a big, well, let's say an electricity exuding source that feeds your energy system. Like the sun feeds us, feeds the earth. That exists for you as well on a spiritual, invisible plane. That is source, the source of all. The source that feeds you and your energy system. And you have to have faith that exists. And when you have faith and you sit there with your body, feeling your feelings and your energy, oh, that's a good one. Feeling your feelings and your energy is closely related. So that's a great little nugget for you as well there, right? To understand. That helps a great deal. But when you're just sitting there and having that moment with yourself and your body and your energy, and then knowing that something bigger is feeding you there, nourishing you. That's a better word. And then something can grow that resonates, that communicates between you and that bigger source. And when that comes into being, that resonance and that communication between both, yeah, that's when your faith has a grounding and in you, right? And you can just start building trust on top of that. Self-trust is the basis of all trust. And then the trust can also go to the world and will also exist naturally when you're there between you and your true twin flame for harmonious union. 5. This is for sensitive creatives because being sensitive means to be vulnerable, and that gives you the power to act. Being creative means to be willing to be resurrected in your soul, and that gives you the power to create. So whether you associate with that group or only partially, this is still referring to qualities of the soul that are becoming deepened when you work here with this material, and that greatly contributes to manifesting your abundance in money and love. So true. Yes. Because that's our target audience. You came here as a sensitive creative. But it doesn't really matter how much you identify with being sensitive. Because being here and going this journey will call upon your and summon forth your sensitivity anyway. To which there is like a great caveat, sensitive people tend to be in the feelings in the world very much. Like, oh, I'm so sensitive and vulnerable to things that are going on in the world and with other people and with disasters in nature or things like that. And that can be a little bit of a trap. Because where is your sensitivity for the inner life? And then when you're connected to the sensitivity of the inner life through all of our work and what I said before, then comes again the question to you, but isn't there an outer life and a world and a relationship in which your sensitivity for your inner world would be so wonderfully applied science, That's true as well. So you want to have a balance between the inner and outer when you speak about being sensitive. You want to be sensitive to both your inner world and your outer world and have that balance in the heart right in between. And that's actually the same for being creative, because being creative also means being very imaginative and maybe even like appearing in your dreams, in your head, in your mind. And some people are very creative in the world. They're like building and doing, action, action, action. And you also want to, balance both, because being creative actually means to stand in the flow of creation, of life force energy, coming from source through your body and energy field, and then arriving in the world that we share. And you stand right in the middle of that. That is where you are most creative. And it doesn't really matter if you are in the world, in a worldly sense, in a mission sense, or in a daily life sense, in a daily work sense, an artist or a visual artist or a theater person or an author or things like that, or a dancer, a choreographer, or things like that. That would be wonderful. And I greatly enjoy that, people that do that. And I want to invite those people to, besides still taking seriously their entire autonomous creative work as an artist, also understand that they are actually an expert in that certain pathway of what creativity means, that they uniquely embody, and that they can also become sort of a coach or the like in that form of creativity and teach others with it, like inspire others with it, which is essentially a tool that is a life tool for people, that want to get more out of themselves, want to become more alive in some sort of way, which then essentially is a spiritual tool, right? And have those things stand next to each other, equally. Like, this is your artistry and this is your coach as a creative person side, and make them stand next to each other and then as one. And that is you. And then for other sort of people, that are just more like, you feel like a spiritual creator just standing in the flow of creation, and you can become this sort of a coach too, right? So, and in that sense, those types of people merge as well. And I do look forward to a future in which we work with you to become that more and more. And that is really a direction of this work, so that you know that on the forehand. I tell you right now, I would love that for you. And this is the future for people to learn this.